Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of 2K14's 30 Years of WrestleMania. Now, I know some of you may be wondering why I didn't do 13's Attitude Era mode. That's because me and Saria already did it a long old while ago, and you can find that on the channel nice and easy by just having a little search. But anyway, I'm here, I am doing 2K14 30 Years of WrestleMania. We've been waiting a long while for this. I've already done some Universe, gotten through the first week of that, so I thought now would be a good time to get started on the 30 Years of WrestleMania mode, which I will have a lot about more in a moment, because I don't like being one of those YouTubers that just sits in this menu and talks forever. So let's get to it. I don't know how many copyright claims I'm going to get, but here's hoping not too many. Probably loads though.
March 31st, 1985.
No subtitles.
One man had a vision. It began here.
Welcome to the greatest sports entertainment spectacular of all time.
And it would change our world.
Welcome to WrestleMania.
As the vision grew, we cheered it on.
This place has gone crazy. History has been made.
Stood in awe.
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
Held onto our seats.
The eyes of the world are on this match tonight. This truly is a dream match.
And gave up our hearts.
The boyhood dream has come true.
We watched with utter disbelief.
What did we just see? What did we just see?
Stunned silence. And sheer amazement.
Stone Cold! Stone Cold! The Austin era has begun! The immortal Undertaker streak continues!
But above all, we have been inspired and enriched by the vision.
The emotion, the pageantry, the history, the greatest entertainment extravaganza of all time!
The world has witnessed the greatest moments in entertainment history.
The lights are on bright. Careers are going to be made. Legends are going to be created.
Center stage at WrestleMania.
Welcome, 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 welcome to WrestleMania.
Awesome. What a great intro. Really, genuinely. And then the big show. Alright, there was no subtitles on that, so I'm gonna put them on. I don't actually feel like dealing with hard. I've been doing hard in Universe, and it has been a bit of a struggle. I'd rather this was just kind of a pleasant little trip down memory lane. Just some fun matches, some fun moments, and not me getting reversed every 15 seconds. So I'm gonna actually pass on that, and you can all judge me for it, and I literally do not care. So, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so I've only actually seen up to WrestleMania 10 so far in my... Actually, I haven't even seen WrestleMania 10 yet, I don't know why I said that. But I'm up to almost WrestleMania 10. I'm currently watching Royal Rumble, because I know I've been talking before about the history of what I've been watching. So yeah, that's what I'm up to so far, and I've seen, like, 22 to 33, but there's a big blank in between 10 and 21. I'm looking forward to playing again in this, because this is what sold me on wanting to watch old shows. Anyway, this is WrestleMania 1, Andre the Giant, Big John Studd. Yeah, yes, the location, match type, and all that. Body Slam Challenge. Big John Studd had long claimed to be the one true giant of WWE, a giant who would never and could never be body slammed. Managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan, Big John Studd cut Andre the Giant's hair following a televised match. Andre, out for revenge, put his career on the line and accepted Studd's challenge to a $15,000 Body Slam Challenge match at WrestleMania. And I didn't realize I was going to get all this time to read it here. Big John Studd had long claimed to be the one true giant of WWE, a giant who had never been standing. Yeah, I think they're actually, like, the writing is different there. Yeah. Andre out for revenge accepted Studd's challenge. If Andre failed to slam Studd before the time limit, or Studd managed to slam Andre would be forced to retire. I gotta win the match in under 6 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the $15,000 Body Slam Challenge. Now, if Big John Studd is body slammed, he will lose $15,000. However, if Andre the Giant is body slammed, he must reclaim Introducing first, from Los Angeles, California, weighing 367 pounds, Big John Studd.
Big John Studd putting up $15,000 of his own money to prove a point, to send a clear message that there's only room for one giant in WWE, and that's Big John Studd.
Bobby Heenan would love to go down in history as the manager of the man who retired Andre the Giant.
When you talk so long, you get cut off. Awesome.
Weighing 476 pounds, the eighth wonder of the world, Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant looking very confident tonight.
He better be confident, JR, because if he does not slam Big John Studd, he'll be forced to retire tonight. WWE fans around the world may be getting their last look at Andre the Giant.
Seems like a lopsided bet to me, King. I mean, $15,000 against a man's career.
Well, Andre was willing to do it. He feels confident that he can slam Big John Studd.
Man, I'm glad there's so much dialogue here, but at the same time, like, I want to talk too. Well, anyway, Andre the Giant, my God, what a huge man. This song, alright, okay, here's a little fact for any kiddies watching this that haven't watched any of the old WrestleManias. This WrestleMania, and I think up to WrestleMania 5, I think it was around then, people didn't have entrance themes. These two literally came out to silence, just so you know. This music, though, is so perfect for Andre. I've always thought that. Such a fantastic choice of a song to give Andre the Giant. Really fits him perfectly. Just makes him sound like an absolute menace. I love it. It reminds me a lot of what they did with Gunther nowadays. Okay, damage your critical health, then press X. I mean, obviously Gunther is nowhere near the size of Andre the Giant, but still, like that kind of like, it's like Rusev's theme that he had. I just love that like final boss. Like, this guy is such a big deal sound that they give some people. Really good. Obviously, Andre never actually had an entrance theme, because even though he was alive until, was it 93 is when he passed away? I think there was a memorial episode to him on Raw. Right up until then, I don't believe he ever had an entrance theme. I mean, he didn't really compete that much for a lot of WWE shows. I could be wrong on that, and I'm willing to accept that I'm wrong on that. I don't know. I'm only going off of what I watched on the network. My knowledge of the network, for anyone who's curious what it is that I've actually seen, is I started watching WWF from 85 when the first WrestleMania happened, and I've watched every Mania up to 9 so far. And obviously every pay-per-view that's coming between that, including the god-awful this Tuesday in Texas and the Wrestling Challenge Tournament pay-per-view. I don't remember anything about the Wrestling Challenge pay-per-view. I remember Tuesday in Texas being the time Hogan's ego cost Undertaker his first world title, but that's about all I can really say about that one. Ah, yes, those old school Big John Studd run and takedowns. He's biting him. He's literally biting him. Okay. To get Andre the Giant coming from the top, just like he totally would have in this match. I don't remember this match. Honestly, I don't really remember a lot of these matches. I'll be the first to admit that. I mean, the thing is, I feel like I'm one of those people where, like, phone has been very bad for my life because I cannot just sit down and watch something anymore. The phone is always in my hand and I'm always reading on something or playing a game on it or anything at the same time. I can't just sit and watch something anymore. I literally don't have it in me. Damn it. Ah yes, the old Fez press. Classic. I don't think this match was very good. Is one thing I can say from my memory of like what I've seen of this match, is I don't think this was very good, unfortunately. Bobby Heenan probably sold it really well. I gotta say, actually, when I first ever watched old school WWF, I didn't understand the appeal for Bobby Heenan. I don't know what was wrong with me. I think I was a very negative person, like in the last like kind of 7 or 8 years. And coming back to it now, I'm like, man, I really, really enjoy Bobby Heenan. I was sad when he left at the end of '93 Raw. Great send-off for him, having Monsoon finally just get sick of his shit. That was really good. But, man, did that suck to watch happen. Because the commentary got so much worse once he was gone. And I don't think he speaks at all in this mode, so we're missing out on some of the best parts of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 8th wonder of the world.
The winner. I think you got to mention something.
Look at this. He's throwing the money out. Oh, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
See, that's classic Heenan right there.
More important than any
The fucking referee stealing all the money.
does not have to retire.
And he certainly doesn't need the
I was gonna say the fans didn't get any. It didn't reach the crowd at all.
giant standing tall over Big John Studd.
Wow, that was fun, wasn't it? That's the first match. That's the only WrestleMania 1 match in this game because Mr. T and Paul Orndorff, I guess. Because they put Roddy Piper in the game. Actually, that's something I wanted to talk about. I know people already know this and this game is so old that it really doesn't matter, but I still think it's strange and kind of weirdly disrespectful that Roddy Piper is in the game, but he's not in the game. You can go to Superstar Heads and you can make him and you can use the preset template attires to literally dress him up exactly as he dressed. You know, you have 5 different attires to choose from there. And his entrance motions in the game, in the preset movesets, his moves are in the game. Everything is there. You just have to make him yourself and then import his song yourself because his music's not in the game. How weird is that? I don't like that, but I'll do it. I'll do it. Roddy Piper confirmed. On the November 2nd, 1985 edition of Saturday Night's Main Event, Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant teamed up and were victorious over King Kong Bundy and Big John Studd. On March 1st, 1986, during a WWE Championship defense, Hulk Hogan was viciously attacked by King Kong Bundy. During the closing moments of the match, Bundy ran into the ring and with Don Morocco's help initiated a 2-on-1 assault on Hogan, repeatedly crushing Hogan with the Avalanche Corner Splash. Hogan suffered multiple broken ribs. With Hogan suffering broken ribs from Bundy's assault, Bundy challenged Hogan for the WWF Championship. With revenge on his mind, Hogan decided to ignore his doctor's advice and accepted the challenge, which would be settled inside a steel cage at WrestleMania 2. Yes, with Elvira's fantastic commentary.
Steel cage for the WWE Championship. The winner of this match is the first man to exit the cage, either through the door or over the top.
I'm sure Heenan will something different at this point.
Heenan, introducing the challenger. From Atlantic City, New Jersey, weighing 468 pounds, King Kong Bundy.
Okay, no commentary for this one. Well, I like King Kong Bundy. I think he's pretty good. He's pretty much just your average run-of-the-mill big dude, but there's something really likable about him, at least to me personally. This match, however, was not great. If I'm not mistaken, this was another one of those like classic WWE formula style. Top star of the company gets beaten the ever-loving hell out of, has a comeback and wins the match kind of matches. I could be wrong about that because I don't really remember it that well, but I think it's something along those lines.
From Venice Beach, California, weighing 302 pounds, the WWE Champion, Hulk Hogan.
Here you got it. Hogan and Bundy inside the steel cage.
This is what the world has come to. Look at
The world.
the greatest professional athlete in the whole of the world. Isn't he a magnificent sight?
Well, that's your opinion, JR. We may see a new champion tonight. You can see Hogan's ribs taped up heavily. King Kong Bundy did the damage to him in Phoenix, and I personally think Hogan is coming back way too soon.
Honestly, this commentary is going to be infinitely better than what this match really had. I can't remember who else was on commentary. I think maybe it was Ventura, Jesse Ventura, Elvira, and someone else. but it's like she has no interest in the match at all. I think she just says she wants to bang Hogan in like 10 different ways. I think that's pretty much all I really remember about this one. I might have been I might be remembering that all wrong, but I think that was her whole shtick, was just mega horny. It's a gimmick, I guess. But yeah, so here we go, WrestleMania 2. This is the only match they bothered to include from this show. I honestly couldn't tell you what else happened at WrestleMania 2, so I can't really say I'm too upset about it. Very, very forgettable start, these WrestleManias, but then I don't think they really knew what they were in for when they initially did it. I don't feel like, you know, they went into WrestleMania with, this is going to be a really big thing one day. I don't think they knew that somehow. Oh, wow. It's weird that a shove is just a move. I know that it's like his signature look, but Trunks Hogan always upsets me, because when I first ever started watching in 2005, the first time I ever saw Hogan was in that feud with Shawn Michaels. And obviously he always wore tights after like the 2000, well I think actually after that whole NWO thing. I don't know if he wore tights when he first went to WCW. I've never actually seen his start in WCW. I'm getting up to that because obviously I know he debuts in '94 and that's the year I'm currently up to. So I'm interested in seeing how his debut goes. I'm pretty sure it's going to be your typical run-of-the-mill Hogan run. Comes in, immediately wins world title within like a few months, if not straight away. Has a really long run on the top. Beats every single guy they've ever established before him. I have a feeling I know exactly what I'm in for. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm making a bold guess. I might put the difficulty up to hard. Actually, this is a little too easy. Oh, alright, yeah, can't just body slam him straight away. Because when people are more hurt, they're easier to lift. That's how it works. Fun fact, I don't think you can actually do a steel cage match with a manager, so they're breaking their own rules with this match. But yeah, anyway, I was talking before about what I've seen so far, wasn't I? Yeah. So what I've seen so far, for those who are curious, is I've watched all the WWF pay-per-views up to, I'm currently about halfway through Royal Rumble 94. I've seen, I started watching WCW from like, I think it was 1990, because I had initially, my goodness, he slammed him. I have initially seen like the early 80s, like 83, like the first Starrcade up to everything in 1990. Before, I had seen it all before. I just didn't enjoy it very much, so I'm not rewatching that stuff. And I watched up until like Jim Herd, not Jim Herd. I actually tolerated the Jim Herd era. It was the Bill Watts era that killed WCW for me. That was fucking boring, for lack of a better definition. Just the downright most boring wrestling I've ever watched. I got through a lot of, I think it was 92 WCW, and eventually I just went, I am so bored of this. This sucks. And then once he left and Bischoff took over in 93, that was pretty bad, so I skipped that too. But I'm going to start watching WCW again from 94 onwards. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really know when I'll start watching ECW, because that's on the network as well. I hear that takes a pretty long time to actually be good. It starts off pretty bad, I know that, because I tried watching one of their first shows that started in like 93, and I did not like it at all. But I think once they become extreme and not Eastern, that might be around the time they get better, but I'm not entirely sure. I'll figure that out eventually. Yay, Hogan. Woo, Hogan. Okay, we're not even gonna get a celebration. Just gonna, okay, there is. Oh, right, because it's a cutscene, so I had to load. Ah, the old baby face beating the shit out of the manager role. A true classic. times I've seen like Jimmy Hart get beaten up by people, you'd think he was like into it. Obviously that's not Jimmy Hart, you know, but you know what I'm saying. King. Jerry Lawler's been great so far in what I've seen of WWF. I've really enjoyed Jerry Lawler. Okay, Jerry. Okay. I feel like he's really trying to fill the boots of Ventura there. Okay, so we got all these things. I mean, I already have them all. You know, we got all these things. Okay, well, anyway, carrying onwards. We'll just keep this rolling.
Reigning Intercontinental Champion Randy Macho Man Savage took things too far in his title defense against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
He can't breathe. Look at that. He can't breathe.
Yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage, Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, was in a state of shock when Ricky the Dragon Steamboat came back.
Steamboat returning to the ring after suffering a crushed larynx.
But this time, in front of the largest audience in the world, I will not only embarrass you, not only pin you with the 1, 2, 3 count, but I'm going to put you out for good.
The day has finally come. We have reached our moment. We clash like two titans. But there will only be one winner.
Macho Man and the Dragon would settle their differences in the ring at WrestleMania 3. But this was not the only heated rivalry going into the big event.
WrestleMania 3, the biggest main event of all time. The heavyweight champion of the world, Hulk Hogan, and the challenger, Hulk's former friend, Andre the Giant.
When I saw him out there with Bobby the Weasel Heenan, I knew he was different.
I'm here for one reason, to challenge you for a world championship match in the WrestleMania.
You can't believe it? Maybe you'll believe this, Hogan.
When you tore my shirt off, man, when you tore the cross, you tore the heart and soul out of all the little Hulksters, man.
Believe me, WrestleMania 3 will be your last lesson. Au revoir.
Man, the idea of Andre the Giant actually winning a WrestleMania 3. I know at this time it was all about putting the face over in the main event of every big show, but like, holy moly, Andre the Giant was such a good heel. That was such a good turn. I was really, like, you know, it's one of those moments where, like, I knew it was going to happen, but I knew who I was rooting for, too. On the November 22nd, 1986 edition of Superstars, Ricky Steamboat got a shot against Macho Man Randy Savage for the Intercontinental Championship. Steamboat lost the match by countout, and Savage viciously assaulted Steamboat, fracturing Steamboat's larynx with the ring bell. On the January 3rd, 1987 edition of Saturday Night's Main Event, Steamboat returned from his injury and prevented Savage from attacking George the Animal Steele like he had done to Steamboat 2 months prior. Oh god, George Steele. A supremely confident Savage had little respect for Steamboat and told him in a series of interviews as the date for the Intercontinental Championship rematch at WrestleMania 3 approached. Is that it? I think that might be the end of that. Okay, yeah.
Here he comes, making his way down the runway. The reigning Intercontinental Champion, the Macho Man, with Miss Elizabeth.
This contest is for
The awkward pause.
Intercontinental Championship, and it is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Miss Elizabeth from Sarasota, Florida, weighing 239 pounds, the Intercontinental Champion, Randy Macho Man Savage.
Well, I'll tell you, Macho's looking good, and Elizabeth is looking good. And listen to the ovation here in Detroit. Oh, they love the Macho Man in the Motor City.
It's been just about a year and 2 months since Macho Man literally stole the title from Tito Santana in Boston.
I am so tired of hearing about how Macho Man stole the title. The man is a world-class athlete. He won the title and has defended it for over a year. Give Savage some credit, JR.
whoever motion capped Macho Man really got those motions down. It's nice to see.
Introducing the challenger from Hawaii, weighing 237 pounds, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat with something to prove against the reigning Intercontinental Champion.
Well, Steamboat is no slouch. Savage will have to keep his mind sharp and focused to retain his Intercontinental Championship tonight.
Very true, King.
I really do wonder what the WWF had against Steamboat, because he was a star, man. He was really good. I mean, I kind of say that, but I feel like his World Championship run in WCW was a bit lackluster. His feud with Ric Flair was not Ric Flair. Did he have a feud with Ric Flair? I think he did. I don't really remember it very well, but his feud with oh no, yeah, he did. Yeah. It was very similar to his Rick Rude feud in a way, because they both went for the whole family man thing. But his feud with Rick Rude was something else. I was really enjoying their feud in WCW. I think it was 91 or 92. I don't remember which year that was, but they were one of the things that were really carrying my interest in WCW. I was really enjoying their work, specifically Rick Rude, admittedly. That's a guy that I really came to appreciate. Okay, yeah, I already know. Oh, wait, I thought I was Savage. I was like, what's going on? Why is Steamboat just backing up into the corner? Oh, that's good. This is obviously, for anyone that's maybe not seen this before, I know the thing is about these kind of videos, right, is I'll talk about this kind of stuff and people will be like, well, I know. So I'm not talking to you then. There are people watching this, there are young chillins, and they've never seen anything before WrestleMania 30. They think Roman Reigns is the only wrestler to ever walk the face of the earth. And I'm being a little bit disrespectful by saying that. I'm sorry. I'm just fucking around. Don't take me too seriously. But yes, there are youngins. We are actually reaching a point, though, genuinely, where there are youngins that aren't going to realize how great Cena was. Because they will have not seen him. Let that sink in. We are almost at WrestleMania 40. And Cena's last WrestleMania as a full-timer was, I think, 29. Because he was... not very active after his rivalry with Bryan and with The Rock. I could be wrong about that timeline. I don't remember too well. I know he still had matches. I'm not saying he was finished by then. You know, I'm pretty sure I remember he had a match with Undertaker at Mania 34. What I remember hearing, it was a squash, but it was a match. I'm pretty sure I remember hearing happened. Maybe that was 35. I don't know. But the point is, he still went for a while. It's just he wasn't really as active after his feud with Rock was over. Which is funny, because that was, you know, the feud was him taking shots at The Rock for not being around and stuff. And then he kind of went away shortly afterwards. I think he finished his feud with The Rock, and then he had, oh right, yeah, that's a standing finisher, not a signature. I don't actually know Ricky Steamboat's signature. Well, what is it? Okay. Sure. It's crossbody, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, which is perfect. Gets into critical damage. Okay, maybe I should go for the pin.
He's a great champion, JR.
Nope.
Well, they're both great. These are two supreme athletes at their peak.
I'd be hard-pressed to disagree with you, King. This is certainly one for the ages.
To compete at this level in front of such a
I am trying to reverse. I don't know why it's not even saying too late or too early. I guess I'm too late for the too late or too early for the too early prompt, you know? I'm like too off. Unless he's supposed to be beating me down. Oh, I think he was supposed to be. I don't think I could reverse. I think him doing the scoop slam is what triggered this cutscene.
Very true, King.
This match was like 30 minutes in real life, if I'm not mistaken, but you know, about four in this episode.
He nails Steamboat with a huge elbow.
1, 2, come on! Where's that referee? Hogan has defeated Ricky Steamboat, and there is no referee to make the count.
Okay.
He was able to reverse that.
Oh, he was already stunned. Whoops. Oh, that's okay. I got him anyway.
There's the cover. I think he's finished.
Oh, really?
That was almost 3.
Come on, Macho Man. Don't be such a pooper. A pooper? I don't even know what I meant by that. Yeah, I must admit, I think wrestling as like a thing that I was watching, it really picked up for me around WCW was good for me personally when I was watching Saturday Night in like 90, 91, 92-ish, but as I say, it got bad. Whilst, and it had a lot of dull points. Superstars was kind of boring, but I enjoyed watching it occasionally in the early 90s. But it wasn't until Raw came around that I really started enjoying the classic stuff I was watching. I think they really found their formula around that point, you know? I think that's kind of when wrestling kind of became more of what it is today. I do like the sport of wrestling to a degree, it's just I can't sit and watch like a 3-hour show of it, like exclusively just for the sake of the sport of wrestling. I need like gimmicks and storylines and stuff, I'm sorry. And I think that's why WCW fell off for me around the Bill Watts eras, because it was not very gimmicky. Andre the Giant's betrayal of Hulk Hogan began when Hogan was presented a trophy on Piper's Pit for being the WWE champion for 3 years. Andre was presented a much smaller trophy to recognize his 15-year undefeated streak. That does seem a little backwards. Andre, feeling disrespected, walked out of the pit during Hogan's acceptance speech. Andre shocked the world weeks later when he returned to Piper's Pit with Bobby the Brain Heenan. Heenan announced that he was Andre's new manager and challenged Hogan to a title match at WrestleMania 3. Hogan stood in shock as Andre ripped the t-shirt and crucifix necklace from the champion's chest. During the WrestleMania 3 contract signing, it was clear that Hogan and Andre's friendship was over and that their match would be the biggest challenge either superstar had ever faced. Hulk Hogan vs. Andre the Giant for the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 3 was signed, and the world watched as these two legends collided in front of 93,173 fans. Wow. Is that the correct number, or is that a number they just made up? Because they do that a lot.
This next contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the WWE Championship. And introducing the challenger, accompanied by Bobby the Brain Heenan, from Grenoble in the French Alps, weighing 520 pounds, Andre the Giant.
5-inch figure of Andre the Giant, who has literally been brainwashed by Bobby the Brain Heenan.
No, I disagree with you a little, JR. Don't you feel that in a 15-year illustrious career that he should be granted one shot at the title?
King,
Yes.
the man, number one, never asked for a title match. And number two, never wanted a title match.
Never wanted it? Well, to your knowledge, and it's wrong, he's got a title match tonight, and he definitely asked for it. He ripped the shirt off the champion as well as the necklace, and I figured that's a direct way of asking for it.
Never wanted a title shot. Who comes into wrestling and doesn't want a title shot? That doesn't sound right. That sounds like an excuse being made.
Weighing 294 pounds, the WWE Champion, Hulk Hogan.
The roof is about to explode as these 93,000 plus greeted. You're looking at the greatest professional athlete in the world today, the WWE Champion, Hulk Hogan.
Well, he's the champion right now, JR, but he may not be in a few minutes. Let me run it down. Hogan, 6'8", 294 pounds. Neck, 21 inches. Chest, 58 inches. Biceps at a phenomenal 24 inches. Hands, 13 and a half inches. And that's the tail of the tape.
A phenomenal individual. Just look around, King. Hulkamania is alive and running wild.
I never understood the whole measurements thing. Am I supposed to be like, whoa? I just kind of hear it. I'm like, okay, those are some numbers. I don't work with measurements, so I don't know what you're saying right now, but those are some numbers. I think that's another one of those classic things, is growing up is realizing that Hulk Hogan was the dickhead in almost every rivalry he was in. That people justifiably got into rivalries with him, and then Hogan was the good guy because the company said he was the good guy. This guy, literally, like, his storyline character, not even talking about his backstage politics and stuff, the storyline character of Hulk Hogan on screen was just such a dick. Hid behind patriotism to be just an absolute jack off to all of his friends. Oh, I can't remember what it was. I think someone said somewhere at some point online, I can't remember where I saw it, but I'm pretty sure I remember the thing about, like, you can, like, someone had actually transcribed what he was saying to Andre. Like, obviously it's only a guess, because no one knows what he was saying. You couldn't hear it. The crowd was absolutely... They were a lot louder than this. That's one of the things I remember not liking about 2K14, is the crowd in this game is just dead. They're dead when people come out, they're dead when people do anything big. There's just no enthusiasm from the crowd in this game at all. Really strange lack of feature to have, but, well, it is a feature that they were missing. But yeah, this is a classic case of, like, I feel like the older you get, the more you root for Andre the Giant. You know he didn't win. You know there's nothing you can do to change it. But, you know, I remember the Randy Savage storyline is the worst for that. The feud between those two is like, nope, Randy's right. Randy is absolutely right. It's jealousy, and jealousy is an ugly beast and all this and that, so there is something they can defend Hogan with in that sense. But, like, and obviously Randy Savage's whole character beforehand was that he was a bit of a control freak and stuff. But, like, the way that Hogan is with Elizabeth, if I remember right, it is really weird. I remember, because, like, there's, like, promos from Hogan on Superstars where he's like saying all this weird stuff about Elizabeth. It's like, yeah, I think most people wouldn't be okay with that. I don't think that makes Randy Savage a bad guy. But, you know, there's no point getting wound up about it, folks. This all happened 30 plus years ago. But it makes for a fun conversation. Ooh, fuck.
These 93,000 fans are watching the two most dominant competitors of all time.
Hogan is determined to achieve the impossible.
The Hulkster is holding on.
He was just going for a, oh, what's it called? Oh, I forgot what it's called. That move that everybody does nowadays. The, like flip pile driver. I can't remember the actual move. Why have I forgotten what that's called? Like, everyone does it. It's like a running gag to be like, oh, there's that move again. I can't remember what it's called. Well, it's a flip pile driver anyway. That's not the wrong name for it. It's just not the name that it's known as. I actually don't know why. I've completely forgotten what that move is. Go on, kick out. You need to kick out, so kick out. Oh, he's probably not going to. I need to let go.
This is something that I can barely conceive of. Hogan is determined to achieve the impossible.
Oh yeah, lag for me, game. Make the time-based challenges easier. I appreciate that. Thank goodness for that. swear, whenever I see younger Hogan, this guy has been the same age for like his whole life. I'm convinced. He has always just been somewhere around 50/60. Always. Even here where I think he was like 30 or something. That is a man in his 50s/60s. That's great.
I'll give credit where credit is due. I never thought it could be done, JR.
Never underestimate the ability of WWE Champion Hulk Hogan.
That's the first time in 15 years that Andre the Giant has ever been defeated.
Hulk Hogan has done the impossible on the stage of the greatest wrestling event of all time, WrestleMania 3. History has been made tonight.
I think I'm going to put the difficulty up for the next episode, because these matches are just flying by. I wanted it to be kind of like not a thing that took forever, but at the same time, I also like don't want the matches to... I don't want this to be like a really short playthrough, because every match is that easy. I remember some of these being pretty tough, actually. I feel like the difficulty really steps up in certain matches. Okay, well, that is going to be it for the first episode of 30 Years of WrestleMania. I hope you've enjoyed hearing me babble on about, like, my history and what I've been watching, because I'll probably be doing that a little more. I mean, that will stop as soon as we get past WrestleMania 9, because I've never actually seen 10, ever. And obviously I've never seen 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 2000... 17, 18, 19, 20, or 21, so I won't be able to say much for quite a while, but I can look forward to them, and I'm sure they'll still be fun to play. Just because I don't have like a commentary about what happens in them doesn't mean that they'll be bad by any means. But yeah, so when we come back next time, we'll be doing the Macho Man and Ted DiBiase at WrestleMania 4. Thank you for waiting for more playthroughs like this to happen on the channel. I'm going to make sure to put this up now so I don't forget. Thank you for waiting patiently for these. I know that obviously the Road to WrestleMania videos I was getting out really fast, and there was a stop right after I finished 12. I didn't want to burn myself out on wrestling games, so I feel like I should only really do these story modes when like the season of Universe has finished. So what I'm saying is, 2K15 Showcase probably won't happen until I've finished 2K14 Universe, which in theory, because I'm not doing both at the same time, should mean I get through 2K14 Universe a lot quicker. I mean, I'm already 1 week down in recording, and that means there's only 47 weeks to go. So it's not too far away. It's only something like 190 episodes I've got to record still. But yeah, we'll get there. Anyway, thank you for watching this first episode, and I'll see you next time when we do probably like WrestleMania 4 to 7 or something like that. I don't know. Depends on how long it takes me to win. Whatever, I'm done talking now. Goodbye.